Bright and early, I was out of the house. I had a train to catch, a train to Suswa, and I needed to get to Syokimau. So I was in town very early, so I can catch a bus that will get me to Syokimau, the Nairobi terminus for SGR by 7:50 a.m. My train was going to leave at exactly 8:50 and I needed to be there at least an hour early. Costings, by the way, to Suswa are 250 shillings for an adult and 125 shillings for a child. Coming back, the costs are still the same. So for an adult, you need 500 bob for a retired child. And headed to board the train. This is how it looks on the inside. Oh, it was very clean. It was smelling so good. I loved the smell inside of this train. I settled in and because I hadn't had breakfast, it was time to have my snacks. I had carried cake and some juice. They actually don't sell snacks inside. So at this point we were leaving. There were quite a few people, but we were still going to pick a number of people from 3 other stopovers. So we left Nairobi. I put on some nice, calm worship music, and we were passing through the Nairobi National Park. As you can see, there's some giraffes. We just passed right there. Guys were on safari rides that morning. Check out the vehicles. And one thing, I could not be able to get clear shots of the views outside because the train window is a bit dusty from the outside, so the views are misty like this. They were so beautiful. In person it's way better, but when trying to capture it on a video it's even more misty. But I hope you guys will just enjoy regardless, and it will just give you like a motivation to want to go try out like this Suswa train trip. We had our first stopover pickup in Rongai, and right here we were passing through the Ngong forest. It's a beautiful view. Oh, it's actually quite a dense forest. God's work is so amazing. Now you can imagine a combination of great and calm worship music and just enjoying the views of the great works of God. I cannot explain the feeling. Anyway, so here we approached the Ngong terminus and we picked a few individuals. And then something very interesting. Now there's a dark tunnel here. We were passing through a dark tunnel inside of the Ngong Hills. And it's very long. It's 4.3 kilometers, the dark tunnel. It was so amazing. I just actually saw on Google that this is the longest tunnel in East Africa. So once we were out, the views got so amazing. The landscape, all the hills, and I don't know if they're hills or mountains. They can be mountains. So the hills and the plains, it was just beautiful. I was trying to capture views from both my side and the other. Because it was beautiful on both sides and everyone's head was just stuck on the window. Guys were recording like what, everyone sighing with amazement. The whole time I was actually thinking like this trip is not hyped enough. The most amazing part is the trip itself, because the views are what you enjoy the most, and this is just the beginning of it all. We haven't even gotten to the peak of it. God is such a creative. Oh my god. I had no words. Like literally everything every day just reminds me of how great God is. And this was even one better chance to, that served as a reminder to me on how great God is, how incomparable his mind is. Yeah, another tunnel yet again. The most interesting part is just knowing like you're passing through inside of a hill. It gives you quite a feeling, yeah, and it builds up this whole imagination, like how was this even done? And like you probably have a whole stack of soil and rock above you as you pass, through the inside of a hill. Anyway, yeah, so the views just continued getting more amazing. Oh gosh, guys, just book the next train and go to Suswa. At some point I was just like, this train needs to give us an opportunity to open the windows, or just to have that. You see the way we normally have these vehicles for safari rides, and you're able to just stand and like have a nicer view from above. I don't know, like it has like an open, do we call it a sunscreen, sunroof? I think sunroof, not sure. Anyway, yeah, it should give us like that opportunity so we can get to enjoy this views even some more. I really tried to capture the view so I can show you guys, just to get your buying. So these are the plains. I believe this is Narok County, and we were approaching Mahi Mahi, and yeah, at least you can see some bit of settlements, quite a few. Yeah, but you'd see like a homestead, some few, Maasai houses, and then they would have a round fencing where they keep their flocks of sheep or cattle. The sun just seemed scorching hot, even from outside of the train. The dust is quite a lot as well. And yeah, so much of what you'd see, just a few settlements here and there, and then you get to see like a flock of sheep or goats grazing. That's probably all of it. So here we got to Mahi Mahi. We had a stopover and now proceeded to Suswa. From Mahi Mahi to Suswa, I think it took us about 20 minutes, 25 max. Yeah, around, it was actually, around 20. Let me just say 25 minutes. Just look at how dry the land is. But this like was a long stretch of grazing lands. And then one thing I also noticed, like you'd see a lot of seasonal rivers, not necessarily like you'd see water flowing or anything, but they're already dry. So you'd see like the trenches, like this one for example. I tried to freeze it so you can be able to see. Like you'd see those, the riverbeds. Yeah, that's the best term. So you'd see the riverbeds, but dry, completely dry. And there were so many, but none with water at all. This is beautiful. This is another riverbed right there. And some were really huge, by the way. Some were a bit small, but others like would be, this is another one, not very big. But some were really like big. They seemed like very big rivers. But the riverbeds are completely dry. Yeah, so just as I had shown you before, like you'd see settlements, but people living very far, much apart from each other. And then there's also one thing I noticed, like there's areas that have been dug up, and I think these are meant to serve as, do I say wells or man-made oases. They look like water reservoirs for when it rains a lot, like huge trenches, but all of them are dry. There's only one point I got to see an oasis that still had water. We arrived in Suswa, and So it was a 2 hours journey. We left the Nairobi terminus at 8:50 a.m. and we arrived here at 10:50 a.m. Yeah, it was quite hot, I would say. It's also, so whenever you go there, just wear something light. So this is the view from Suswa terminus. It was amazing. Yeah, so we're actually a good number of people. There's normally taxis and motorbikes to pick people from there to wherever you'd like to go, but it's not really far to where the town is. Some people just choose to walk, but it was quite sunny, so I just took a bike because I had not carried a hat. I was not ready to get burnt. So the two popular places are Mara Gateway. There's also Meat Village where guys go to enjoy a lot of activities like swimming, having meat, and there's playgrounds for children. But personally, I did not have that as part of my plan. I had totally different plans. I just wanted to explore the interior and all that. So I wanted like a very localized experience, if that's a relevant word. Yeah, so watch out for part 2, where I now went in fully into Dora the Explorer, and that's another very interesting bit of it. I had booked the evening train, which was meant to leave at 4:05 p.m. So from 10:50 a.m. I knew I had a couple of hours to tour the places and just create my own experience.